night because it's been fun, guys. It's been fun. It's been fun. But your boy got to head out tomorrow and prepare for the next show. And I got a nice little lineup for y'all for tomorrow as well. So it's going to be way more controversial. I mean, Saturday's show is going to be hella controversial. So prepare yourselves for that. If you pull up and decided to be, outraged. And it's your own fault if you do. Remember, I take no blame on that. None.
Of O'Leary Ventures and one of the sharks on Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary. Good to see you, sir. As always, are things as out of control as they seem, or is this somewhat of an invention of the media?
Well, no administration has ever tried to deal with 60 trade agreements simultaneously in one stack.
Shoot, I'm going to try to get y'all in. Let's see. I want to do it by like 8:30, 9:30. I want to get it in by then because I got a lot to cover. Because I also got the Route 91 documentary about the Las Vegas shooter. We got one of the most banned guys on the internet. Did a 2-hour interview with the Hodge twins. Like, bro, we got a lot. We got Ian Carroll. He done dropped a whole lot of craziness on Fresh and Fit. Like, we got a lot to get into, guys. We got a lot to get into. On the conspiracy side of things, of course.
That's the stack of friendly trading partners. And then the China stack has a lot to do with issues beyond just tariffs. We've got IP theft. We have no access to their markets. They're listing companies illegally on U.S. exchanges. There's a whole plethora of items, and Trump has given a list of what the administration wants to talk about. So it's all happening at the same time. But the market's starting to understand how this is working. We've got 17 deals. India, these people, all of these countries. I mean, India is a great example. 110% tariffs on completely on cars shipped from the United States to India. Why is that fair? Why not either slam them with 110 or go to zero tariffs, which India suggested? So I like the fact they're working all that out. So you think about India. UK, which is outside the EU, the EU itself, Switzerland outside the EU, Canada, Mexico, and right there you got 72% of all trade. So that basket's getting worked on. The China thing is what the market's looking at, and that's getting interesting. Every hour there's new news. Xi wants to save face. Everybody's doing a dance here, but this is going to get worked out because the U.S. is the largest consumer economy on earth. The Chinese want to keep these people in these factories making stuff. They're going to have to cut a deal with the U.S., and I think that's important. But while we're doing it, let's solve the problems with the World Trade Organization, the non-compliance for 20 years, the stuff that's going on NASDAQ and the New York Stock.
I hear all that, but you think about what the Chinese are doing beyond just economically. They're running torture camps and committing a genocide, much like the Nazis did in World War II. As you point, not only they're stealing our technology, they're stealing our military secrets. So they're copying the best of American military technology. If we ever get into a war with them, we'll basically be fighting against a lot of our own stuff. Their thuggery throughout Southeast Asia is certainly damaging the U.S. reputation as being a protector and enforcer of rules and not allowing that kind of belligerence. Is Donald Trump missing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really take the Chinese on?
No, I don't think so. That's the whole point.
So you think he's really actually holding strong here?
Yeah. I think that when they get to the negotiating table, which will happen shortly, I believe, it won't be just let's talk reciprocal tariffs. It'll be all of the issues you just detailed. Those are on his list. This is not about Trump anymore. There's a lot of people.
Well, honestly, it's about making China play fair. That's all it's about. It's not about like Loki destroying the Chinese economy or anything like that. It's just about, making them play fair.
Around the world, and I'm learning this the hard way, that have what I call Trump derangement syndrome. I can't stand talking about Trump when I'm trying to cut a deal in the Middle East or in Zurich or something. I don't care. But what I care about is policy. So we have to deal with policy. And this is an administration, because it's a collective, that's now going to work on solving a problem that not a single administration has dealt with in 20 years. So this litany of problems with China has to get dealt with. And I'm very happy to see that it's finally coming to a head. You may not like the volatility. I don't care. We got to get it resolved. I mean, I live on it in the fringe when I invest in small companies that do hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not billions, in R&D, and then get them ripped off in the way you just detailed. I'm not okay with that anymore.
Agreed.
I'm done with that. I'm one of those investors. I've had enough, and I have no way to solve the trade dispute. I can't litigate at the World Trade Organization. I can't litigate in Chinese courts, and they sue us in our own courts. Why is that okay? Why
I agree with you, but I guess, are you seeing enough of a backbone from Donald Trump on this that you have confidence that the pain that we're all going through, look, if there's pain for gain, fine. If there's pain for pain's sake, that's a fool's errand. Are you confident there's enough of a backbone with Donald Trump on this about China that he's not going to get squishy?
I don't think he's going to get squishy. I don't think the policy is what matters.
That's the funny thing, because like the left don't know what's going on. It's like y'all keep trying to frame Donald Trump as, oh, as if he don't know what's going on, as if he pulled back, and he didn't. He did not. I don't get it. It's like, did y'all not hear this man and what he said he wanted to do with the tariffs? He said that, yeah, I'm trying to get these guys to the negotiation table. Now they got to the negotiation table. He done dropped them. And then all of a sudden, the news sees that he dropped them. They're like, oh, he flinched, he caved, he got nothing. And I'm like, whoa. So we're not gonna, like, bro, we're gonna sit here and pretend like we didn't see world leaders just come through before the tariffs even came down. We're just gonna pretend like we didn't see that.
Trump is bombastic, says outrageous things, sometimes contradicts himself day after day. I don't care about any of that. That's the derangement syndrome. I don't care at all. What I want is the outcome. And it looks like to me, for the first time, not only are the reciprocal negotiations going on with India and all the other countries we listed, but we're going to deal with China once and for all. Okay. And so that's good. I'm confident that this pain is worth it.
I agree with you. If we get something, if we get a real deal with China that the Chinese will ever live up to, I wonder whether they ever will, but that is a goal worth fighting for. Survey, Americans pessimistic of personal finances, 53% now say their own economic situation is getting worse. I put to you that it may not be their own economic situation is getting worse, but how they feel.
You know what's wild? It might just be how they feel. And their economic situation is not getting worse. They're just saying that because Trump's in office. And I've kind of been seeing that. Like, I've seen people who were made more money under Trump, but won't sit there and admit that they've lost money under Biden. Like, that is the most wildest thing to me. Like, bro, I've seen so many guys who's like, bro, yeah, they was doing great under Trump. They took a hit under Biden, and they still won't admit it. They still won't admit that Biden low-key effed up the economy. Still won't admit that Biden, like, low-key kind of effed up wages. Like, bro, they won't admit that stuff for some reason. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, y'all obviously see the proof in your pockets, but I guess we got to show you again.
Feel about the country. And it's not just the stock market, right? It's the housing market that we went through currently that is becoming extremely disjointed. It's how people feel about costs still staying high. It's how people feel about what's happening with Russia and Ukraine.
And you know what I would ask them? I'd be like, great. Well, where was all that concern? That's what I'm saying. That's what kills me. We hate to bring up Biden, but we got to sometimes. Cause we're just like, okay, so when Biden was in office, why didn't y'all say this too? When Biden was in office, you guys thought he was gonna win and all that. Why weren't you asking all this too? Like, yo, Biden or Kamala, when you win, what you gonna do with this, that, and the third? Like, where was that for them? Sometimes I do be wondering. Like, come on now. But to be fair, Trump is president, so that's the main focus of, well, the next 4 years. Fair is fair.
There is this larger feeling of things being unsettled. And when people do that, they hold back, they don't buy as much, they get more worried. Does it become a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Well, we've been talking about that for 4 years, predicting the recession for 4 years, all through the pandemic, all through the volatility, and most recently in these tariff wars. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. Oh my goodness, it's the end of the free world as we know it. I don't bet against America. I look at my tear sheets every Tuesday on 52 private companies in 11 sectors, men and women running companies 5 to 500 employees. We don't see that yet. I don't see the recession yet. This tariff stuff, it's causing a lot of volatility in the markets, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. I get it. I understand why it's happening. But we're not in a recession yet. I don't buy that. And so, jawboning yourself into a recession is
Are
one
we
way
doing
to try.
that, you think?
No, the thing is, the consumer is still strong. Think about the Fed's dilemma when you talk about recession. If they really thought there was a recession coming, they'd be happy to cut rates.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's, recession's not coming because, well, the Feds ain't cut rates. And the last time the Feds cut rates was under Biden because they seen a recession coming. They was like, oh, yeah, this is looking bad. They cut rates under Biden, but they're not cutting rates under Trump. And even though Trump wants them to cut rates because he feels like it'd be a nice little boost to the economy, but he's the way Powell is structured. And he's like, dog, I don't see a rise in unemployment. I don't see a rise in inflation. So you solved that, Trump. I mean, congrats. Due to the fact that you ain't got no rise in inflation and unemployment is kind of, looking good, all things that Trump kind of fixed. Yeah, I'm not going to cut the rate for you. I know, right? I mean, yes, thank you for fixing inflation and unemployment, but I'm not going to cut that rate for you because you fixed inflation and unemployment. Funny.
However, they have a dual mandate, full employment and 2% inflation. Inflation is more like 3 and something percent right now. And they don't know how long the China dance is going to go for. And employment's really good. Yeah. So, yeah, I understand pessimism. I understand gnashing of teeth and all that stuff. But this is the largest economy on earth, and it's just humming right now. And till the recent volatility because of the tariff wars, and we've detailed why there would be volatility already, it's doing very, very well. And it also consumes almost 39% of everything the world makes. So tell me why
Warren Buffett, I couldn't agree with you more. Warren Buffett's great line, never bet against America, right? Because if America goes out of business, we got a lot bigger problems. So I'm 100% with you. But I feel as though the Trump administration is doing something a little bit akin to what the Biden administration did, not acknowledging that Americans feel scared. We see the polling numbers. I don't believe polls lie. There were a lot of polls that predicted Donald Trump would win the election. Even those polls show there's a fear by Americans, a real fear of Americans in terms of how the economy is doing and at all foreign policy.
Here's the thing, and I kind of blame them polls on the Dems. I mean, bro, y'all been fear-mongering on tariffs the entire time. You convinced America, all of America, to pretty much say that, oh, it's a tax on the consumer, it's a price raise. It's like, this is what you've convinced people. And then when tariffs are put in, I ain't see no price raises. The only thing I see is China low-key going into panic over losses of jobs and business. But over here, we're good. Like, what happened? What happened to the price raise? Like, guys, and the thing is, we would still have to wait on it because it hadn't even really been a month yet. It makes May 2nd since Liberation Day, and that will be a month since the tariffs start. And May 2nd, and that which is my birthday. So, hey, shout out me. But until then, I mean, even when we look at the results a month from now in May 2nd, it's still looking pretty good. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's still looking pretty good. And considering the facts that everything that I said about tariffs happened, I've told you that what was going to happen with tariffs is going to get pushed down the supply lines, going to get pushed onto the producer. But hold on, what happened to them price increases? I ain't seen not one yet, guys. If anything, the price has been going down. Prices have been going down, like at least in the living cost area. So I'm wondering, like, wait, where them price increases at? Like, where them price increases, guys? Because all I'm seeing is what I said was going to happen, where China's panicking because they can't get our business.
Do people get reassured, and is Trump's course correction, at least so far, enough?
So foreign policy goes beyond just economics. And,
sure,
obviously.
But do you understand why people are scared?
No, I do. I actually do. But if tomorrow morning you got an announcement out of either China or the White House that Xi is meeting with Trump somewhere on Earth to start trade discussions and start a narrative between the two economies, and the market went up 2,000 points, and then you took a poll, what would they say then? Nobody likes volatility. Nobody likes uncertainty. Nobody likes wars. And we have one in the Middle East. We've got certainly one in the Ukraine that hasn't been resolved yet. But the world's a volatile place. And these polls you're talking about, they haven't been accurate at all. I remember this narrative just before, 48 hours before the election.
Oh, shit.
Wrong. It was all wrong. I mean, what I care about is the actual individual that makes a.
I like how he said straight to his face, like, bro, your polls are wrong. It's like, yeah, your polls are wrong, because it's like, dog, we're all looking around, and I'm pretty sure whoever doesn't have TDS is going to be honest with you. Those who have TDS are also going to lie to you about reality for some strange reason. I don't know why, because they want to paint the picture that Trump is not doing well, even though you just go outside and you're like, man, damn it. Hey, yo, where's those price raises at, guys? I'm looking for them, but I can't find them.
Purchase decision every day buying one of my products or services because it solves a pain point. And they haven't slowed down yet. So I understand why we should be nervous, but I am not going to let anybody, any politician, any social media guru, any economic forecaster who have forecasted recessions for 4 years in a row and been wrong.
Bro.
They've just been wrong. They actually don't.
Nah, yeah, let's be real though. Like, that's why I don't listen to them guys who say, oh, recession, recession, recession. I'm like, bro, you guys are the same one that was saying that in 2020 and you were wrong. Well, actually, Biden changed the definition of a recession, or they changed the definition of a recession. And trust me, we was technically in a recession during Biden, but since they changed the definition, nope, not anymore. Not anymore. So yeah, we're talking about this. And like I said, we're talking about the same people that was predicting a recession, hasn't happened. Same people. Oh, this is going to cause a recession. Hasn't happened. So it is a bit funny watching these guys still talk the same thing, still fearmonger on tariffs, as tariffs works the opposite of what they say they was going to do. Ain't that funny? Ain't that hilarious? Because if anything, I mean, like I said, it's pushed down the supply chain. So if the producer can't find a way to make their products cheaper to where the tariffs don't matter, and the importer can keep their price the same, or the importer just goes to a different supplier. Either or.
No. And so I'm not going to make any decisions based on what they think. I'm going to look at the tear sheets of what my customers think. And they're not as depressed as the press is putting them out to be. This is America. It's the largest consumer economy on earth. And so far, I don't see a recession. Look, recessions come and go. Look,
I love your optimism.
Woe is me. Trump's policies are going to wipe us out. What kind of crap is that? Why do they know something the rest of the market doesn't know? They don't know. They have no idea. They've been wrong 4 years in a row.
Bro, I'm telling you, it'd be people in here that's saying, oh, the economy is going down. We're about to go into a recession. I'm just like, bro, shut up. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, like, dog, we all know that we're still waiting out for the plan here. I said, like, look, give us to August. Give us 6 months and watch where we're going to be at. But we got people coming in here like day one of tariffs talking about, oh, it's the end of America. Prices are going to skyrocket. Just look at it now. Go to the grocery store now. There's empty shelves. Oh, I went to the grocery store today. We got plenty of food. The shelves are full. I'm like, bro, what type of fear mongering do these people do? It's like they fear monger to the people who don't go outside or something.
In a row. So I appreciate them. I think it's important that they have a narrative. I don't listen to it.
That's well said. I love the optimism. I love betting on American. Kevin O'Leary, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
You got it. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased.
Man, all righty. Unbiased my ass. Bro, you guys are definitely left-leaning. Bro, cut the bullshit, News Nation. I like listening to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. But unbiased, come on, bro. You might as well just say you guys are the left. Let's be real. Bro, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Set and Key Media isn't a center right-leaning platform. It's like, yo, I have my centrist views, but I also lean a little bit more conservative. I will tell you that. Now, we're talking about when I speak unbiasedly on situations and just going on in the world. Yeah, I'll do that. But when I tell you my political stance, boy, I'll tell you that right there and then. It's like bias. Nah, y'all come from things at the left. Let's be honest. Come on now. All right, man. But all right, let's see what you guys were saying in the chat since I got a little bit of time, because I am about to close down the show. We've reached that limit, guys. We've reached that limit. But all right, small businesses. I've already actually said that earlier in the show that there was a small business affected, that this lady in America who was selling plastic baby beds, and she kind of over leveraged on her house. So yeah, when you're saying that these small businesses, they do have less leverage to deal with these tariffs. Not all small businesses, but yeah, I would say there's a few of them that are dealing with this, and they ain't dealing with it so well. That's not all of them though. And I said it's industry specific. So when you sit there and have a blanket statement like all small businesses, that is factually incorrect. Like I said, you could be a small business, you could be sell apparel. Well, you don't got to go to just China. There's many other places that can give you apparel at high numbers. You know that. I mean, if you sell cars, let's be real, you ain't got to go buy it out of China. I mean, you could always just buy it out of Europe. So all these small businesses, it is, well, I would say case specific to if these tariffs can really affect them, because they can always find a new supplier, or they can always work things out with their supplier and be like, hey, look, bro, y'all need to go ahead and cut that shit by 30% because the importer holds most of the power. Think about it. These Chinese people depend on us to import their goods. We're pretty much hitting them with like, look, bro, you won't get the rest of your payment unless you find a way to make this cheaper for me with tariffs involved, so I don't got to raise my price. That's what these importers are telling the Chinese. And if you're not, then you're low-key letting them take advantage of you. Because trust me, they can find a way. It's either negotiation shall be made or new business shall be formed. It's just the way it works. So when you say small businesses, I mean, bro, you got to be case specific here. But all right, though, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw you a dude week. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out on this one, man. You guys are fun for this one. You guys are fun. Oh, I'll go ahead and catch you on the next one. Y'all know what time it is, though, right?